time doing this. Yeah. So, guys, I think I should wrap up the topic. I wrote here some other things about stage presence. If you guys are just arriving, I receive a lot of compliments in my stage presence. Every time I leave the stage, people are always like very inspired and they really like the way I play, like my stage presence. Not only the guitar skills, they compliment me a lot on how I play and how I move myself, like how I move in on the stage and how I perform really. So I thought about bringing up this topic to the discussion because I think there are so many cool things that you can develop in your guitar playing, or even if you play another instrument. I think it doesn't really matter. But when you were performing a live concert with people, because as I was telling before, the concert is much more than just playing notes. When you go to a concert, you're expecting a show, you're expecting something cool that you can bring home, like, and have nice memories of that. And if you're just seeing musicians looking at their instruments and being all serious and nervous and worried about what they're doing and not to make any mistakes, you probably won't get that much when you leave the concert venue. So this is something that even when I play in an open stage event here in Berlin, I receive many very warm and nice comments about my stage presence. And that means a lot to me because it was something that I had to work on, because I wasn't born this. It's not a talent. Believe me, it's not a talent. So the first thing that we talked about is that you need to have the technique as a second nature, so you can play without having to worry so much about your fingers, about not making mistakes, and that you can move around and interact with other players and with the audience. Another thing is that you need to make this conscious decision to put up a good show, because otherwise you're just going to be like this playing. And for me, it doesn't sparkle anything. It doesn't say much, you know? It's nice when you see a musician that is really telling you something and really feeling the music, and the person, you can feel that he or she is really in the moment, and this is amazing. So this is my goal when I come up on stage. My goal is to make people feel the same excitement and the same thing that I am feeling when I am playing. You guys know what I mean? Like it's like I want to be my best so they can feel it, so they can understand what I'm trying to say. So, another thing, record yourself at home to see what you like and what you don't like, and adjust. And this means a lot. This is why YouTube helped me so much, and Open Stage also helped me a lot. The YouTube, it was a nice way because I could record myself and then look back to the recordings and see, oh, this looks shitty, man, this looks awful, this looks ridiculous, and then adjust to see what I thought would be cool, you know? So this is very important. If you can record yourself or play in front of a mirror, do it. It's really helpful. Another thing is, if you're in a band, I think it's nice if you can talk with your band. And yeah, it can sound a bit artificial when I'm saying it, but you should rehearse also the performance. So with the previous band that I was in, we also rehearsed what we were going to be doing when we were on stage. So you don't need to have everything in the performance really like settled written in stone. You don't need to, but some key points. For example, there was this song that we would in the solo part, the singer would come out of the center and interact with the drummer, and I would come front in middle and play the solo to the audience, like putting myself in the front of the stage. So these little things, you know. Another thing, there was another song that the vocalist would come later because her part was only afterwards. So in the beginning, I'm here, the bass player was here. So we used to come together and play like in front of each other, like like facing face to face, like playing together. And then after we finished the main riff, we would turn around, go to our places, and then the vocalist that was standing in the back, she would come forward to sing. So that was so cool. And then after that, and the second time, it was like the same thing, but the other way around. I came together with the bass player. Like, it's so funny, but it was so cool. Everyone loved it. So I was here, the bass player was here. We would come together and be back to back like this. And so like I am here and she's there. So we would come together. And when we get closer, like when I'm here, she's here, I would turn my back to her and do like this, and play like back to back. And we would play back to back. And then after the riff was finished, we would get to our places, and then the vocalist would come again to sing. So cool, so cool. So those little things, they made so much difference, such a big difference and impact in the audience, because it looks so awesome. Like, wow, this is so nice. We are not only stuck in our positions, like fixed on the ground. No, we are moving around. We are interacting with each other. This is very important. I just need to take a look at your comments, because it's just talking and talking. Where's my water? The trick to making mistakes is to do them in a way that no one will notice. Yes, exactly. And this is another thing that we also practice. If someone makes mistake, especially the drummer, don't turn around. Ever. Don't turn around and make that look, because in the rehearsal room, we were used to doing this. When somebody would make a mistake, we would just look like in a surprised way to the person. Don't do this. Don't do this when you are live. If you're live and you're feeling something is off, you can turn around. You can turn back to the people and get together with the drummer, and then get back to the riff. But don't make your face how can I say, don't make your face make people know that you made a mistake. Because if you're playing, you're like, then everyone will know, and probably they wouldn't even recognize anything if you wouldn't make a face. It's very important, Kittensbane, very important. No one pays as much attention to you as yourself. Small mistakes seems bad at the time, but the audience doesn't notice small mistakes. Exactly. This is true. Tocangra, sou Jaga. Ai, bem queria. Brasileiro? Yes, exactly. And you cannot make everything like awful like this if you make a face like that. Yes, exactly. I completely agree, and it's normal to make mistakes. And I would, in a blink of an eye, in a heartbeat, I would prefer to make some mistakes on stage than to deliver an awful or boring performance. And everyone that is watching will definitely agree with me. Yes, exactly. And for me, the open stage event that happens here in Berlin every 2 weeks was my school in performance. Like, I was already like quite good and comfortable on stage, but after open stage, like more than a year now that I'm frequently in that place, I developed this confidence to a point that I don't feel that nervous anymore when I go on stage. And even if there's musicians that I've never rehearsed in my entire life, some of them I never seen in my entire life, we can put up a great show. With the faces I make, with the interaction, like non-verbal interactions I make with other musicians, we can understand ourselves. We can get in synchronizations in parts that sometimes are just random, but we just get back together. We can communicate in a way that you can only find, you can only do when you have time on stage. And then I never seen you in my entire life, but if you're playing with me, the trooper, I will get closer to you and we will rock a riff together, and it's gonna be so much fun. So I like to break the ice when I'm on stage. I make fun with everyone. I go to the bass player, I go to the drummer, and everyone has a lot of fun. It's so cool. Sorry. So this is very important. Yeah, expect to make mistakes, and please, if the price of making some mistakes on stage is making an awesome performance, just do it, because it's so much better if you are not just too worried about playing perfectly, and you were also a bit worried about giving a nice concert, a nice performance on stage. It's a very, very important thing. And this is what I was saying. Practice with your band. Talk with your band about this stuff. Like, if you're going to have a concert, have like in parts of the songs, establish some things that you can do together. Like, the solo part, I come to the front. This part we come together. This part, and also another thing very important: know when you are using your pedal board, when you will have to use your stuff. Thank you for the follow, Bad Monkey. Thank you. Thanks. So what we do? Memorize or have in mind the times you will need to use your pedals. For example, there comes a solo or a mini thing that you do over a riff that you need to have your wah-wah pedal on. So remember those parts, because it's very important that you were there in your pedal, close to your pedal, to use them when the time comes. So you have to know, okay, so in this part, after this part, I'm not going to use my pedal for like 1 minute or so. So you can move around, get this 1 minute gap that you have without having to be fixed to your pedal, and go around. Go have fun with the drummer, or come to the bass player and headbang together, or just look at people. Also, this is another thing that I'm going to say. Make eye contact. That thing about just looking to the horizon is boring. Make eye contact with people. Smile at them. Make a little, what is this called? Wink? Yeah, wink. I do this all the time, and people laugh and people like it, because it's like, I'm not here pretending I'm a rock star. I'm like you. I'm with you. I'm playing for you. So it's like I'm seeing you. I see you. You there looking at me. I see you. So it's nice to have this connection, Very, very cool. So yeah, I think it's nice to practice with a band, or at least to decide things that you can do. Know when you're going to need to use your pedals, to be there when you need to use them. And also another thing very important, know when you need to do your backing vocals, because you will need your microphone. So if you are not doing backing vocals for an entire minute, go have some fun, but be back before you need to do this, because it happened with me, because I was not so used to backing vocals. And then every time I was almost forgetting, and then I was like singing and coming like this, and it looks so unprofessional when you were just rushing to the microphone, to do the backing vocals. Mitsuirazu, thank you for following. I'm just talking about stuff now, guys. I'm talking too much, am I? But I am just saying my tips here. I think it looks weird. When you're just rushing to the microphone to getting time to do the backing vocals. So it's nice if you can have a bit of this in mind, when to use the pedal board, when to do backing vocals. Maybe have some parts in the song, like you have a bit of a structure to your performance. And also breakdowns. Breakdowns are amazing, because usually they're just easy riffs that you can headbang very hard. So I love breakdowns so much. I just go crazy in the breakdowns. It's like it's just rocking. It's awesome. I love breakdowns. Dying's a venerable fence. I'm always dying. I died so many times in this stream. They can play while playing. We're terrible. Look. Typically, I don't practice my stage movements in the rehearsal room. I practice my head banging, rhythm, but I get excited about cables and shit and getting them all twisted and tied together. Yeah, I know what you mean. But this is why it's also a bit important to practice, I would say. But yeah, if you cannot do in the rehearsal room, maybe find some open stage. For me, it was, I mean it, it was the open stage event, because I was getting used to this, you know, to this stage thing and interact with people and everything. It's awesome. And another thing for me that was complicated is when I'm very used to small stages and middle-sized stages, but then when I am in a huge stage, things change. You know, you have you need more time to get to the other side, or you need to run to get to the other side. So there are some stuff that changes even with the size of this stage. You have to keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, I think this is it. Solo time. Yes, make the metal faces in the solo time. It's your time to shine. No one wants to see a guitar player doing solos like trying to hide it from the audience. Just own it, you know? Go there in front. Put your freaking foot on the PA and shred the hell out of the guitar. It's awesome. It's awesome. People love it. People love it. All the time. Hey there. OSG. Hi. Story time. I recommend from my experience have a 2 to 3 hour jam at least twice a week. Within the jam, you should play your gigs at least twice. Just my opinion. You mean like a rehearsal practice? I think it's always good to rehearse. I was rehearsing with the Scarlet Circle. We were rehearsing 2 times per week. And we would play once or twice the whole set list, usually twice. It was very good. For concerts was amazing. We were very on point. And we joined a few competitions, like band contests. And this was something that they would always say to us. Your performance together, like the way you perform with each other and on the stage is amazing. It's very cool. We can feel that you were having a lot of fun, and this is something that we were very aware of. You know, when we were rehearsing in the rehearsal room, sometimes we would place ourselves the way we would be on the stage. So I'm here, a guitar player in the right side, bass player in the left side, singer in the middle. Daoki, thanks for following. This is just a story time. I'm just sharing my own experiences with performance and yeah, playing. So those things we would do, like even on the rehearsal room, we would position ourselves the way we would on stage. And then when the time comes, we would have like those choreography parts in the middle, like, oh, in this part, now I'm going to the front and playing the solo. Vocalist is interacting with the drummers, and then in this other part I come together with the bass player, we interact with each other at the front, and then we get back to our places. People went nuts with this, and the jury, the people that were in the contest jury, they were like always complimenting us on our performance, like, you do so well, it's like you're having a lot of fun. And yes, we were having a lot of fun, and we would always say, remember to have fun. Let's give them a show. Let's have fun, the way we always do in the rehearsal room. So we tried to bring that vibe to the concerts, and it was awesome every time. Hi, Count. How are you? Oh, you love this cool. I love this cool too. So nice. Hi, Lord Panda. Battles of Bands, yes, we won, almost won. We went to like a final stage in one battle of bands here in Berlin, and it was very, very nice. We received a lot of compliments. It was very cool, and we can always like grow with this, because they address stuff that we can get better. So at the same time, they said that we were very good with each other, with one another. We were not interacting so much with the audience, And this is why I think it's important. If you don't have light in your face and you can look at the audience to faces, if you can look at faces, look at them, smile at them, wink at them. They're people, they're there to have fun. And it's nice when somebody playing can actually see people there, because you're usually just looking at the horizon and it's sometimes a bit boring. Olá, Daoki, tudo bom? Just play the set list. I like some structure to the jam, so there is some productivity at the end of the day. Yes, it's very important. I would before with this college circle band, we would do like warm up. So we would play the set list once, for example, and then we would work on songs, on new songs, like on our compositions, and then we would play some of the set list, some of the songs in the set list before going home. But when we had a concert, we would play like twice the set list every time, so we would get very like tight together. Eric, hello. Just bumped into a topic I always try to discuss in my country since bands here, like moving on stage. Yes, I think it's so important. As I was saying before, I think it's part of the concert to also put up a good show, you know, to perform in a nice way that people can feel it. And I mean, here it's the compliments that I get the most is like, oh, you look so natural on stage. You are like a rock star. You are... it's like unconsciously you were just rocking and showing your passion. And I was saying that this unconsciously thing that people see me doing on stage today, in the beginning was not unconscious. In the beginning was very, very conscious. I wanted to have a nice performance. I wanted people to go home and remember me playing, you know. They were like, oh, this band was amazing, the guitar player was amazing. I always wanted to give that impression to people, because I once was a victim of this. I saw a girl playing the guitar like crazy, and she just stuck in my mind for days. I was like completely in love with her. I was like, oh, she's so amazing, she plays so good. She used to play blues in my city. And that when I saw that concert, I was sold. I mean, damn, I need a guitar. You know, I already wanted a guitar, but after I seen that, after I seen her playing, I was there. I was like, yeah, this is it. I want to be her in a metal version. You know, that was like my thing. I was so blown away by her. I was like unbelievable how I could feel her passion to music. It was unbelievable. And this is what I try. This is what I try to do. And this is why a lot of people, when people come and compliment on my performance, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I'm dying. It's so cool. With my band, we dedicate some rehearsals exactly to stage moving. When you go through the set list and practice actual movement on stage, like sync to headbanging and other show elements. Perfect, Eric. Perfect. We also do this. Guitar flips I never do, but this is what she's saying about doing the rehearsing this choreography, so to speak, and that you're going to do on stage in the rehearsal room is amazing, because everything needs to be on point. You know, you need to be like, if you don't, of course you can have room to improvisation and to do whatever on stage. We usually have room for this, but it's nice to have some points here and there in your concert where you can have like this key moment where you can get close to one another and do a solo together. Or Deshaun, thanks for following. So it's nice when you have a bit of structure, and also you know when you can do stuff. Like if you have to use your wah-wah pedal and the solo is coming and you're in the other way, all the other way on the stage, it's gonna be tough to get back rushing to your wah-wah pedal to do a solo. So it's nice to have all of this in your mind. And to have this in your mind, this is why it's important to rehearse. Because if you don't rehearse, you just can forget stuff, or you will be always stuck in one position because you don't even know what to do, or because you're afraid that you might need your wah-wah, or you need to hurry to get back to the backing vocals, So this is a thing that we can always practice and improve on. That guitar chick was honest. Oh, don't say that, CDN. Don't. I was telling you, I receive a lot of compliments on performance, and from boys and girls. They could also come and perform and say and compliment me on my beauty. Some do, but I think a lot of them, most of them, compliment on my performance, which is amazing. Love the accent? Oh no. I'm shy with my accents, a Brazilian accent. Too strong, right? The Sean. We structurize some exact moments like breakdowns or clapping, jumping parts, but the rest is just the feel. Exactly. This is what also we would all do. Also do when I was in a band, in the Scarlet Circle band, we would do this, especially when we were preparing ourselves for concerts and band contests and battles of bands and stuff. We would have this very subtle because we took care of the performance in a way that was our, our unique selling point. And sorry. And you could see that some people just wouldn't care. And a lot of people were just there playing in front of the mic in their own positions. And it's nice, but could be so much better. Could be so much bigger, so much professional. If you go to professional, like really big bands, you will see they have a structure to their stuff. They know when they need to run to one point to another. They know when they need to do stuff together with the micro and the backing vocal and pedal. So they know this stuff and they practice that. It's not like accidental. It's not like in the moment. Some stuff is in the moment, but a lot of stuff isn't. I mean it. Don't be shy on it. I am so shy with my English, especially when I'm missing words. I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to express myself. It's awful. When people feel your energy is always what makes you stand out from other bands that just stand and don't move. Yeah. I know, right? It's weird. They always compliment in the appearance. But I was very happy, as I told you. I received a very nice compliment on my performance. And this person never complimented me on my appearance. And I was like, thank God. Because, of course, it's not a problem to say you find me beautiful, or my hair is beautiful. It's not a problem. I think we all care about our appearance. You can say you don't, but you do. If you're going to on stage, or if you were doing anything publicly, you want to look good. You would want to look cool. You wouldn't want people to that ugly fuck. So it's nice if we put effort in our appearance and people recognize that. It's not a problem. But I mean, when you were doing a thing that you really put a lot of effort, like my performance, like my guitar skills or whatever, it means much, much more than just say that, oh, you're beautiful, or, you know what I mean? So it's very nice when you have someone that is so nice and appreciates something that you put so much effort on. So it's so cool. And I was like, oh, this is so nice. And then I kept thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I should try to bring this topic to the stream, because there are so many things I could share with you about performing and playing with the stage and playing with bands. Yeah, I think this is it. I think I said everything. Make eye contact with people. This is also one thing that is very cool. If you're not that shy, I think it's nice when you make contact with people. And also, yeah, be humble, be nice when people come to talk to you. Just go to. That was my favorite moment, my favorite part. After the concerts, go to the public, the audience part, and just watch the other bands playing. Just take my time and talk with people that wanted to say a word to me. So it's always nice to do such things, and also compliment other players. I think it's also very nice when you do pay attention in other musicians that are playing in different bands than yours. Like, what are you doing that sparkle your interest? Try to take a look like in a very interested way and compliment them. They will remember you, because it's nice when someone comes to say, oh, it was so nice when you did that. It's so nice. I really like you when you do this and that. And this is what makes us, our community stronger. When we can look at other players and don't be intimidated, or don't be shy, or don't feel above no one. We just in the same boat. Just come and say, guy, I love the way you did this. I love the way you play that. So I'm always like this. I'm always up to the social part. And many contacts and opportunities, many can come if you can just take your time after a concert and talk with fellow musicians and the audience as well. Always pay attention to the audience. Yeah. The most humble guys ever. Yes, very pleasant surprise. Yeah, pop singers, it would be a bit different.